Today's our final day from the book of Exodus, and in the final chapters of Exodus, we hear a lot of instructions for what's called the tent of meeting, or the tabernacle, where God would be worshiped, and instructions for all the materials, the vestments, and the different things for furnishing the tent of meeting to facilitate the worship of God. And in chapter 35 and verse 21, we hear this verse. And they came, everyone whose heart was stirred, and everyone whose spirit was willing, and brought the Lord's offering to be used for the tent of meeting, and for all its service, and for the sacred vestments. This is an early verse about the nature of giving that we see in the Bible. And you see two things that are connected, right? Who gives? Those want, first of all, whose hearts are stirred. We tend to want to support with our resources, with our money, with our time and our energy, projects, people, causes that stir our hearts, that move us emotionally. But it takes more than just a stirred heart. The other phrase that we hear is those whose spirits are willing. You know, you can read a story and be very moved emotionally, but not take any action about it. And here in Exodus, we see it's the combination of a stirred heart or emotions and a willing spirit to want to do our part, to contribute, to be a part of something that is taking place or that God is doing. And so that's who contributes to make it possible for the tent of meeting, the tabernacle, and everything that's required that God is saying this should be a part of worshiping me can exist so the people can worship. And in a similar way, through the years, we've seen this at Brewster Baptist Church. Whether it has been, the biggest one was the expansion of our building and the project that we did. It's hard to believe it was 20 summers ago that the construction on what many of us only know as Brewster Baptist Church, we were in the final 3 months of that construction 20 years ago, and it was because people's hearts were stirred and their spirits were willing, and people gave so generously that we are able to have the facility we have and to pay off our mortgage so quickly. And through the years, we've seen people have their hearts stirred and their spirits willing to give to support all kinds of mission projects and improvements to the building, and I'm just personally very grateful. And you think about what Jesus says in the Gospel of Luke, that give and it will be given to you, a full measure, pressed down, shaken together, shall be put in your lap. For the measure you give shall be the measure you receive. One of the things I've always said, and I believe very strongly, is we can never outgive God. There's no way we can give to God equally to how God has given and blessed us. But it's so important and vital, and you'll be happier when we live with a generous, willing, and giving spirit. Thank you for all the ways you give and contribute to help BBC serve the Lord and God's people.